Let's do me.
Hello everyone, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer and welcome to what will be the last video on the channel. In this video I'm going to go over some things that I left unsaid in the previous video and I'll go into further details on some of the comments of the last video. However, before I start, I have one last thing to show you. As you can see, I have a replay for you. And this is the actual replay that caused the whole DMCA debacle. However, as you can see, with the user interface blocked off, hiding the names, even though they're not using their real names or their usual names. Also, my face will block off the part that Gentle now showcases the names and the money and the experience and rank, blocking that off. So in no way, shape or form can you guys know who versus who. Let's just say it's someone from Argentina versus someone in Japan, okay? The fact of the matter is, I know who is playing. The two people playing know that they're playing. Hanfield knows who's playing, but all of you don't. And that's enough for me. And I will be honest, the fact that I'm showcasing this replay is indeed a final fuck you to the DMCA douchebag. The reason I'm showcasing this replay after all is because I feel that despite the fact I have nothing left to gain from this, I also have nothing left to lose. Because as I said, this will be the absolute final video on the channel. This channel will remain in existence because through this channel I am subscribed to channels I like to watch. So also since I have well over 1500 videos here, I want to keep that up here to just have something for you to watch. I might not respond to any more comments of past videos. I will respond to comments in this video in the comment section, and that is the only way that I'll allow people to talk to me about this video. If it's through Discord, then I'm just gonna say comments or not. Simple as that. However, the whole DMCA debacle happened sometime in August. But on October 9th, which was 9 days before I decided to start writing the script of the previous video, I learned a horrible truth. The opponent of DMCA douchebag was not just a random person, but someone we know from the community. Someone apparently very good, a very good player. That is apparently so good that nobody wanted to play against him anymore, while he still wanted to try out new stuff. And so he created this Smurf, or this alternative original nickname, to keep himself hidden and present himself as this random new guy that wanted to try out stuff and just started to kicking ass left and right. That eventually led to this replay, and eventually that replay came into my hands. However, what really pisses me off is that the opponent in question is also the same guy who gave me the replay. At first I didn't put two and two together because I know there are ways to get replays from the internet through the Gentle archive itself, and sometimes players will just share replays amongst each other, and I've had at certain points people passing me replays of like, hey, this was a really good replay, you might want to cast this, despite the fact that the person giving me the replay wasn't even participating as a player or even an observer. So there are ways that people could give replays to me, and at first I thought this was just one of those ways. But it turns out that the guy who gave me the replay was the opponent himself using a Smurf, which of course makes me hate the guy even more. But that's not the only thing. Like I said, between August and October 9th, they've kept this hidden from me. Hanfield was the one who came forward to me on October 9th, and yeah, naturally I was pissed. But still, I sat on this for 9 days before I started writing the script for the previous video. So I've had some time to think about this. And of course, as a bit of a fun fact, after I published the last video, of course the DMCA douchebag wanted to talk to me. But only after I released the video. I mean, it's not like he hasn't had the time from August when he first threatened me with the DMCA takedown all the way up until October 9th or October 18th or even the day before I released the previous video. No, he decided to wait until talking to me after I released the video. But I told him that since he had since August to talk to me and he didn't do that, now it's too late. But there's one thing I would like to say to him, but I'll come to that later. Because first, let's go over some of the comments, such as Mr. DayZ, Didn't know there were a lot of pathetic man-childs on the Rise of Threads community despite knowing you from those live matches vids. Whatever your next journey is, wish you the best and push forward strong. Well, the honest answer and the only answer is every single community on Earth has toxicity. Just that this is a very small community in comparison to some of the bigger games, in terms of the vanilla games. So the toxicity is just a lot louder and a lot more visible than in the other communities. Plus, I've been dealing with this bullshit for 7 years. I've been streaming for 7 years. I've been uploading for just over 6. So yeah, I've had to deal with this a long term. And it's not just Rise of Threads that I have toxicity in, also Mental Omega and also Open Array. I haven't even talked about Open Array in my previous video because of the severe toxicity in there, especially the streamers. So I'm not even going to waste any more time or energy on that. Just know that there is a lot of toxicity there. Next up is Fratelli Nerd, also known as Emin in the community. Well, what's the whole video? My only question is, will you ever come back in the future, or is this the definite ending? Yes, it is. I am 100% done with replay casting and such, and with this channel in general. It's been so good. Memories back in 2014 when you started streaming Rise of Threads, internal beta 1.85, blah 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 blah. Yeah, well, thank you for following me all this way, and don't let the doorknob hit you on the way out, because I'm never coming back. Hugh Johnson says, don't let them beat you, just change or morph. Well, how much more do you want me to change and morph when everyone else just remains the same? I don't want to deal with that toxicity at all. My life revolves around me and my family and my friends and my roadie stuff and the bands. And these people I see in real life. Whereas the gamers, the people that send in the replays, the viewers, even you, Hugh Jarlson, I've never met you in my real life. So you don't matter to me. And I've always said in the past, and I'll say it again, this whole YouTube and streaming thing was always just supposed to be a hobby. I knew that with a limited reach of Rise of the Reds and Mental Omega and all the other mods, there would only be a very small reach in terms of what my streams and videos could do. And I know that if I changed and morphed in such a way that I became a Fortnite streamer, then there's still a slight chance, but only a very, very, very tiny chance, that I might become the next Ninja, but I don't even want that. I don't want to become the next PewDiePie. I don't care about making money from Twitch and YouTube, because for me it's never been about the money. It's always been about me having fun. And in the past few years, especially the last 3 years, I just have had no fun whatsoever. And especially when the toxicity reaches a point where players threaten me with DMCA takedowns. How much more should I change? Look at the community. Also, with the whole YouTube apocalypse dating back as far as 2017, where the big advertisers are pulling away from YouTube because some of their ads are played on anti-Semitic videos or racist videos or like videos just enticing hate, then yeah, YouTube just becomes less and less attractive for smaller creators such as myself. And in that regard, I just see no reason to continue. So I don't need to morph. I've morphed and changed enough to a point where I don't feel justified in having even to try anymore. I mean, remember the whole "Hello everyone, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer, I'm your evil overlord" kind of deal that I did back in 2015, 16 and 17? I eventually stopped that. That's me morphing. So in the end, if I continue to change and morph and change and morph and change and morph, I just wouldn't be me anymore. And if I'm no longer me anymore, just for digital people that I don't see and that don't interact with me in any way, shape or form other than the occasional comments, then why should I even bother? And this is one of the reasons why I decided to go over the comments in this video, because originally I wasn't even going to make this video at all. But Steam's Dev is asking, are you still going to be active in the CNC Mo community? I still need payback for a few years ago. Yes, I am. As I've said in the previous video, or I might have not said it, I don't remember, but I'll say it at the end anyway, I'll say it now. I still plan on playing Mental Omega and Rise of the Reds, and I'll keep my eyes on the other mods, but I'll do that in my own time, and at my own fruition. And if I play, then I play, and if I see you, then I'll contact you. Just don't be surprised if I don't use the name Doomhammer anymore, because I really want to distance myself from that name and the, I guess, brand of Hecthor Doomhammer. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on playing, but just not as Doomhammer and not as active as before. So yeah, hope you're satisfied with that answer, Steam Dev, and I'm ready for a rematch anytime. It's getting quite dark in here because this recording session is taking a lot longer than I expected. Also, I am editing as I'm recording, so yeah, that's why Just a moment ago I had my headphones on, now I have them off. But yeah, it's getting dark. This is taking longer than expected. Anyway, that guy Brody says, I just came across your channel and this just uploaded in regards to my previous video where I announced my retirement. Well, shit happens. Do you know how many channels I discover while looking for specific games, only to discover that they've quit or haven't uploaded anything in 2, 3, 4 years? Plenty. So yeah, this is just a YouTube thing. Shit happens. And glad you found my channel. Hope that you'll watch some of the videos. But yeah, shit happens. Lastly, a bit of a wake-up call from Twomley. He says, so, you have 300 to 400 people that enjoy your casting and the stuff that you do. Well, no. I don't. I may have 1600 subscribers here on YouTube, I may have 1400 something followers on Twitch, but that doesn't mean that all of those people enjoy what I do. The whole community is very narrow-minded, as I said in the previous video. Mental Omega people will only watch Mental Omega stuff. Maybe some of the occasional other Yuri's Revenge mod stuff that I do, and Rise of the Reds people will only want to watch Rise of the Reds stuff. And even when I did Contra, I also didn't mention Contra in the last video. The Contra videos did nowhere near well enough to compare it to Rise of the Reds. It's like they're completely different communities, and if I do one, only one group will watch it, and if I do the other, then the first group won't even bother looking at it. And that's one of the main reasons why I tried so hard, I got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. Also the same, once again, with Open Array. I did 2 Open Array tournaments. I'm still gonna waste a little bit of time on Open Array. I spent a lot of time and effort and energy and even my own money organizing both tournaments, and while having put ads on the videos, I got back maybe 1% in ad revenue in total. So it's really not worth it to say like I have this massive group of people that enjoy everything that I do, because especially when I don't do anything related to Command and Conquer, then the videos don't get any views whatsoever. As I said, maybe a Prison Architect video will get 20 views in 3 months time, as if that's gonna make a difference. No, it's not, because it's not related to Command and Conquer, it's not related to Rise of the Reds, because it's not related to Mental Omega. My viewers here just don't give a shit. And if they don't give a shit, then why should I even waste my time and energy uploading stuff? And again, as I've mentioned in the past, replays are supposed to be sent in to me. If I have no replays being sent in to me, I have nothing to cast. If I have nothing to cast, I have nothing to record. And if I have nothing to record, I have nothing to upload. Hence why there have always been such huge gaps in time in regards of my Rise of the Reds content. And I just don't enjoy playing myself, because I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills to focus on the game and commentate at the same time. And even if I would commentate at the same time, it would just be like, okay, now I'm gonna do this, and now I'm gonna do that, and minutes of silence, and oh shit, he's coming, what do I do, what do I do? It's not really that entertaining for me. I mean, I watch, for instance, Brian Vahey. He is a Red Alert 2 pro who does a lot of Red Alert 2 stuff, streams-wise, and uploads the streams to YouTube. But even he, you know, despite the fact that he is such a great player, he has minutes and minutes and minutes of silence because he's too focused on the game. And that's not something I want to subject you guys to. I'm a commentator, and that's why I love spectating and commentating, because I can always come up with something to commentate over. So the community is so divided and narrow-minded that it's not worth it for me. So you saying that I have 300 to 400 people that enjoy the stuff that I do, it's not true. Also, when you say there are 2 idiots in the community and I decide to listen to those 2 idiots, no, you're wrong. Again, you're wrong. It's because I've been keeping a lot of stuff, a lot of this bullshit behind the scenes. I haven't openly discussed it. I haven't talked about it in any vlogs. And the stuff that I have talked about has been said time and time and time again. Again, the replays need to be sent in for me to have stuff to upload. If I don't have replays, then I don't have stuff to upload. And yeah, these 2 idiots who said that one of the idiots being who said that I was killing my channel by not uploading Rise of the Reds, he's gone, and I'm glad he's gone. And the DMCA douchebag, yeah, okay, that's just an other douchebag, but he's been pulling this stuff for plenty of years. So it's just that I've honestly been thinking about quitting YouTube and Twitch for well over a year. I just needed a little nudge to push me over the edge. As I said in the previous video, as I called it in Dutch, the druppel die de emmer deed overlopen, the drop that overflowed the bucket. That's all that I needed. And when on October 9th I received a message from Hanfield about the identity of the opponent in this match, that's when I decided, like, okay, that's the push I needed. Enough is enough, I'm done. So once again, this has been a long time in the making, and I just needed a push in the right direction to say, like, okay, I'm done. Also, he says, do you know how the DMCA system works? Yes. Why do you think I'm going so far out of my way to hide the user interface in this video of the replay cast? And why do you think I put my facecam in a smaller window over the names, experience and money and rank that Gentle now offers us in the left side of the screen? Just to hide the names. As long as I don't reveal the names, and even if I would reveal the names, it really wouldn't matter, because neither player are using their regular name that they are known as in the community. So even so, if I would, it still wouldn't matter. But you know, I take no chances, so I'm going as far out of my way as I am with this. I know how the DMCA system works, hence why I call the DMCA douchebag the DMCA douchebag, and I refer to his opponent as his opponent, just to make sure that neither player has a leg to stand on. And even, the thing is, even as he's saying here, he's an idiot, has no rights to the replays. True, the replays, and I've explained this to him before, to the DMCA douchebag. Anyone and a grandmother who knows where to find the archives of Gentles can, in fact, get any given replay on any given day, as far as the archives go back. And if they also have the knowledge and skill to operate software like OBS, and they have a YouTube channel, they can upload any given replay at any given time. And to those people, it's not about the players, it's about the game. Also for me, and I'll get to that in a moment. But you're right, it's not your mod, it's not your game. Generals itself is not your game. It's your life, perhaps, because you don't really have anything else to do. But that doesn't mean that you can just go and threaten DMCA takedowns on stuff like this. He also says, you give up too easily. I would at least keep options open until eventually 1.9 comes out and then stream again. You're right. And that was the original idea before August, before the whole DMCA debacle. I was planning on staying in the loop and occasionally talk to the community members and keep up to date with what's going on with 1.9. And in the original replay cast, I remember this, of this particular replay, Hanfield and I were talking about the state of 1.9 at some point, and that I would definitely be interested in returning to Rise of the Reds and therefore replay casting once 1.9 came out. But yeah, the thing is that the DMCA douchebag is not going away. The opponent using the Smurf just to hide his identity and keep kicking ass and lying to everyone about it isn't going away. So I'm still gonna eventually actually interact with him. And despite the fact that I did tell the DMCA douchebag, like, okay, I will no longer cast your replays, given that you use your own name or this one particular other nickname that I know that you've used in the past. But if I stream it again, you are no longer allowed in my games. Because if I do end up uploading them to YouTube, I don't want to have you on my tail like, oh, I didn't want you to upload this game to YouTube. And he agreed that he would stay out of my games, but it no longer matters. As I mentioned, I just needed a little push in the right direction to make me decide to quit. That push has been had, and now whenever 1.9 comes out, if it ever comes out, it no longer matters to me, because I'm no longer going to cast it. And the rest, yeah, for the rest of the comments, you can read it for yourself. I just want to say thank you. This definitely was a wake-up call to me, but nothing anyone says or does can change my mind. Just to give you guys a bit of an idea on how long I've been working on this video already, I started recording the first section at 3:30 p.m. and I was done editing the last section, which was the last part of the comment section, at 6:21 p.m. I've had dinner in the meantime, so but yeah, just to showcase, like, it's been taking quite a while to like record and edit this video at the same time, and I wanted to edit it at the same time because I needed to know at which point I could increase the screen of my webcam again, because we're nearing the end of the replay. And I haven't indeed talked about the replay at all, and I'm keeping my eye on the timer, but I have been circling around with the mouse during the recording of the replay. I've recorded the replay in a separate video altogether. I was showcasing some stuff in the replay if it was just a replay that you gave a shit about, but honestly it doesn't matter. Once again, I've kept all players anonymous. only Hanfield, the players, and me know exactly who we're playing, and maybe some of the people that were watching the particular live stream when I first recorded the replay on Discord. Main fact was that I wanted to cast this replay because of the, I don't know exactly when it happens near the end, but when the father of all bombs blows up, sends the Manticore flying, and in mid-air the Manticore does his nano shield repair, but it still fails. That was just like, that blew my mind. Just that little timing, and then to see it fail, that was just like, darn. So by the looks of it, we're done. So with that, I can finally yoink this back into proper size. Before jumping back into script, yes, the camera has changed a bit. I've messed around in OBS to have my full camera in view rather than the two black bars in the side here. Just a minor editing in OBS. So there's only one more thing that I need to do that will require me to shrink my webcam down. And I'll get to that when I get to that. But going back to the script, I did mention that there was one thing that I wanted to say to the DMCA Douchebag, and I wanted to do that in a public video, because it's not just to DMCA Douchebag, but to everyone else. But I'm specifically saying that this is towards DMCA Douchebag, because the only thing he cares about is his internet image. You know, not his personal image on how people see him as a person on the internet, but how people see him on the internet. So he cares about his own internet image. I never cared about that. It's never been about that for me. The replay that I casted, that you just saw, it wasn't to make fun of him. Yes, it was a final fuck you to him, because I have nothing left to lose and I still wanted to showcase the replay. But all the replays that I've done in the past, all of the matches that I've streamed or uploaded in the past, have never been about the players. It's never been about making fun of people. It's about promoting the product. And the product, be it Mental Omega, be it Red Alert 2, be it Rise of the Reds, be it Contra, be it Open Array, be it General Zero Hour, or be it Prison Architect, or Academia School Simulator, or whatnot. Everything that I've done has always been about the game or mod that I stream and upload. Never about the people. The only time that I've gone out of my way to talk about the specific people was during my Open Array tournaments, where for the first match of the first round of each player, I would give them a little introduction. Like, now we're gonna see this person who is from this time zone or this particular country, if he wanted to share that. I would ask that person a couple of questions beforehand and write that down for myself so that I could introduce the players in the tournament. At that point, I feel it's different than if I were to do a regular cast, just like I would have done just now, or any other cast that I've done before. If I would have done a Rise of the Reds or Mental Omega tournament, I would have gone out of my way to ask questions about the people that are playing, just so that in the first match I would have something to talk about. I would be promoting the players for a bit, and afterwards we go back into the game on what the tournament is about. But yeah, I've never done a tournament Rise of the Reds or Mental Omega. I wanted to. I actually have been playing around with a Mental Omega tournament idea since 2014, and this was before I've done the beta revision 2 streams. Go back in my channel, find the beta revision 2 streams, and look at when I did them. Before that, I was planning on doing a Mental Omega tournament, and I wanted to do it big, and I wanted to do it well and nice, but it never came to be. I also wanted to do a Rise of the Reds tournament, 1.85, but then 1.851 was about to hit, so the hunter suggested, like, don't do it just yet. And then after 1.851, they were working on 1.86, so I had to wait again. And at that time, my life kind of went in a different direction with work and such, so I couldn't really do it anymore. But even then, I've always kept my eye on the tournaments that have happened and never got finished. I mean, I'm thinking about Striker Shockwave's tournament. I remember 2 tournaments in Rise of the Reds that were never finished because not all of the replays were sent in, and in regards of one particular tournament, not a single replay was sent in on the deadline of the first round. So yeah, it's a difficult community to work with in terms of tournaments. But if I would have done a tournament myself, I would have gone out of my way to promote the players themselves. But yeah, that never happened. It's always been about the game. The amount of replays back in the high day of my channel, I'm thinking back to 2014-15, when I would get RAR files full of replays, and they would be replays of just 2 people fighting it out again and again and again and again. And I would only pick like 2 or 3 replays out of that entire pack, sometimes 10, sometimes 15 replays. And I would schedule them in such a way that I wouldn't be uploading replays of those two people back to back to back. So I've had a lot of replays being sent in that I just casted away because I would just be promoting those two people rather than other people. I like variety. So once again, it's never been about you. It's never been about trying to make fun of you. I've never done that. And I will never go out of my way to try and make fun of people just because they happen to lose one match. I mean, come on. You may care about your internet personality, but to me, you're just another player. And if you present yourself as a major douchebag by threatening DMCA takedowns, then yeah, you're a major douchebag. Now I know I make it sound like I'm a perfect human being and that I'm not at fault in anything and that the communities are bad, but of course that's not true. I have to be honest. One thing that I left unsaid on purposely in the previous video. Since I am a variety streamer, not just streaming one or two mods, but other games as well, I understand that the narrow-minded CNC community would only want to watch their specific mod or game that I stream. And since I also stream other games, I know well enough to not want to promote those kind of streams, those kind of games on their Discords. So because I have a life of my own that I personally deem far more important than this internet life, than this YouTube, Twitch or mod life, I am very rarely active on Discord, especially not my own Discord. Whenever I have time to read up on the Mental Omega Discord, discussions have been going on for hours, sometimes days, and by the time that I'm up to date with what's going on, I could have inserted myself and be like, hey, I have a valid point for this, but by that time the discussion point is over and there's no real reason for me to like try and insert myself. So when people complain that I'm only on those Discords to promote my own streams and my own videos, it's true, but I don't go out of my way to promote a banished video in a Mental Omega Discord or a Mental Omega video in the Rise of the Red Discord or the Contra Discord. I'm actually no longer a part of the Contra Discord at all. But yeah, when I would promote my Mental Omega streams and videos in the Mental Omega Discord, some people were just like, oh, there he is again, just here to promote his own videos. Yeah, because I don't have time, unlike you, to be on Discord 24/7. You know, I have work to do, I have a household to do, I have my own schedule, I have my own life, I have the bands that need to go and play and need a driver. That's my job, that's my second job, my roadie business. I don't have time to be online 24/7. Excuse me, pardon me, forgive me. Actually, no, don't. Just don't. But yeah, that's basically the only thing that I can say about myself. Like, yeah, this is where I'm at fault. I do admit that it may sound annoying that I'm only promoting my own stuff, but there are far more people that say absolutely nothing in those Discords. So yeah, cut me some slack here. One of the reasons I made this last video and the previous one as well is because I wanted to give closure. I've been subscribed to plenty of channels in the past who quit without saying farewell, and I just don't want that. I want you all to know that this will be in fact the final video that I upload, and there's nothing after this. I guess also a part of me just wanted to leave an impact, that this was not some kind of prank, and I'll show that in a moment. Especially since I've kept this whole retirement deal in the back of my head for well over a year, forcing myself to still try streaming and recording videos and try to enjoy it with little to no reward. I don't really see any reason to continue something I don't enjoy anymore. Now, I have removed my Patreon a long time ago. Some of the old videos will still have an end screen linking to my Patreon. That's gone. And in a few days, my Facebook page will be gone as well. I will still share this particular video on the Facebook page, and that'll be the last post I will make there before it disappears. And my Twitch affiliate status has now been revoked at my own request. Now, in the last video I did make an annotation saying that you need to have like $75, but it's apparently $100 of minimum accumulated revenue before Twitch will pay you out. And as I expected, I did not have that. This revenue is purely by sharing bits, where one single bit is worth $1 as well as channel subscriptions. Now, the channel subscriptions, only half of that money would end up going to me if I would have had enough. So for every $5 subscription, $4.99, only $2.50 would come to me if I would eventually have enough revenue accumulated. But I never did. So none of the money that people have tried to give to me through bit sharing and subscribing never went to me. However, I did say that there was one more reason why I wanted to shrink my screen, and I've actually prepared something for that already. So let me do this. I've already removed all of the channel art, all of the info, other than saying retired. As you can see, 1.5k followers, but that's actually a little less. But what I wanted to do in the last video, but couldn't because of my affiliate status, if I'm not mistaken, if I do this and then I am done, I am retiring from both Twitch and YouTube as a content producer. Thanks for the cookies. Thanks for the cookies. And if I hit this, my account has been deactivated. Now let's try logging in. So I can still reactivate my account, but I won't. So yeah, Twitch, goodbye. No more Twitch for me. And this is just so that I will no longer have the desire to stream, even if I wanted to. I basically can, but I've already removed my information in OBS to my Twitch page. So yeah, that's it. What I wanted to finish off with is an overview on why I'm quitting. A lot of bullshit happened in the past few years, with the last drops being people complaining that I'm killing my channel because they are narrow-minded and they don't like the games that I play. They only want to have Rise of the Red or Mental Omega or whatnot, rather than allowing me to run the channel the way that I want to do. Another reason being people now threatening with DMCA takedowns because I wanted to cast replays that they feature where they lose, and threaten me with DMCA takedowns because they are sore losers. But also, well, that leads to a severe lack of enjoyment. Also, due to the fact that through my hiatuses since 2015, I just haven't had much time to stream or not much motivation that I needed to focus on myself. I've become less relevant, and due to the fact that I am less relevant, my videos aren't getting out there promoted on YouTube. My streams don't really get promoted as much because there's also a lot more competition in terms of modding streams, where at the start I used to be absolutely unique. Nowhere on Twitch or YouTube would you find streams of Mental Omega and Rise of the Red pre-release, you know, actually showcasing the cycle of development. But now also with all of the mods being in public release, streaming has become much more available to people that want to stream. A lot more people can do that and a lot more people will do that, so my relevancy has taken a severe hit in that regard as well. Also, as I mentioned, I've taken a few hiatuses due to a severe lack of time, be it my work back in 2015, where back in the day my stream times were 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. and my work times suddenly became 4 p.m. till 12 a.m. So I physically couldn't stream during the times that I would normally stream, and so I chose not to stream while still making videos for YouTube. But even that took a severe hit in my relevancy. I'm now a roadie, as I've mentioned in several vlogs already. I'm a guy that works closely to a couple of local metal bands, and I help them, driving them to concerts, help to build up and tear down and transport both equipment and people. It's something I enjoy very much, and once this whole plague has vanished and we can get back into the swing of things, I'm definitely going back in there. I miss the energy of live metal a lot. But also after 2015, when my family and friends suddenly were there for me when I thought that I didn't deserve it, due to the fact that I've lied to them about my financial situation, I started to value them a lot more. So I would spend more time with them, thus making it less likely that I would stream or make videos. So all of that combined, yeah, I just don't have the time anymore. Now I will continue lurking in the backgrounds in the discords of the mods, except Contra of course, to keep in touch with what's going on in the background. I will continue playing the mods as I've said, at my own leisure, just not as Doomhammer anymore. I do have my own Discord server. I will not link it in the movie description because no longer will it involve anything Command & Conquer related. We occasionally have movie nights, and last week we saw Sharknado, and yesterday we saw Waterworld. What a movie. Ugh. But this is the final time that I say my name is Hecthor Doomhammer. No, actually, my name is Paul Jongejans. I thank you for watching. If it was this video, the last video, or whatever video you have been watched in the past, I thank you all for watching. Farewell.